Chapter 22, A Breather. As the Legion tries to find Hailwolf, all the Legion members get insecure. To comfort this, Zami does try and explain, without an apology. Yet, Zami has been bullied by many when he was growing up on the Earth. After all, if the bullies could be appealing by being cool despite what they hide, then Zami could do it too. Nicole and Pod however disagree with this, stating that Zami shouldn't get inspired by those he is not a fan of. Zami tries to argue by saying that why should he put on a mask if Nicole is. Nicole gets upset from this, even nastily persuaded by Pod to admit something, and so Nicole has a think about it but ultimately refuses, thinking what Mike recommended. From this, Nicole even wonders that from everything, the Legion could consider stopping this task if they are getting more and more off, even contacting Mike, wondering what to do. Mike tells them all not to let any alter ego get in the way, and to have another go. Even Mike helps find more coordinates for the Legion as he controls his drone to look at the whole Goral forest without startling Hailwolf, who is back to her normal form. Thanks to the serviceman earlier and from what the base found out, this intruder has two forms. Which even surprises the Legion, there has never been a being like this before. However, not much progress on who released the footage outside of browsing many public devices as well as considering suspects in the base. In the meantime, Pod is worried about being disliked by others because he is part of a race that has caused trouble, and it's like the public can see that even though they do not know Pod's history, for now. Zami also wonders if he should use a facade for the next part of the mission. To which the others disagree, alongside Mike. After getting brought down, Zami then tries to put on a new mindset, a bit more confidence, and not be too vicious towards anyone. Even Arvin tries to gather the Legion together and get them back on track, making the Legion light up a bit. And so off they go to the next destination and target. The Legion now has made it to the forest, and they are looking out for Hailwolf. After some time exploring, Hailwolf is found. Nicole tells Hailwolf to halt but Hailwolf goes on the run again, going back into her Haywan form, surprising the Legion as they try and run after her or try and use projectiles. The Legion does work together despite the issues earlier, and they do eventually get Hailwolf to stop. At first, no fatal attacks were performed against Hailwolf, but then Pod had a weird moment where he was going to throw the trident to trap her, but it ended up forming a barrier of ice which made Hailwolf stop in her tracks, and then decide to face the Legion. Nicole uses her riot shield to defend Zami from one attack from Hailwolf where she can shoot sharp fur from her own body. Arvin does get onto Hailwolf's back to distract her and Pod mainly fights Hailwolf head to head, managing to take her down despite a couple of bites. But once Pod is off, Zami stuns Hailwolf, lightly thanks to Nicole's advice, and Nicole, despite Hailwolf being somewhat resistant to lightning, then reaffirms that she will be kept alive but will be arrested back at the base. The fight ends as Arvin uses his temporary evolution to spray goo from his eyes and tangle her legs with goo, making Hailwolf still. Even Pod takes the chance to take her down after a small brawl. He uses his trident to defend himself from Hailwolf's claws and jaws and uses his brute strength to bring her to the ground thanks to Zami and Nicole's stun-based attacks and Arvin's goo to keep her extra still. Hailwolf is taken straight to the base. In Nicole's cuffs while flown in the awesome Atone as she was encouraged to get into her other form once Nicole threatens Hailwolf with a fatal laser from her gun. This made Hailwolf extra nervous that this planet already knew that she had two forms. She is also insecure that as some planets would have seen her benefit Ozona, she feels like she is already massively disliked. Later, Mike is pleased the Legion has made it, while Retron is disappointed once again, seeing this from afar, and then goes back to his business. And Mike gets back to researching who on Earth released the footage, unlikely to be aliens so far. Hailwolf is now chained to a chair at the Legion building. She then realizes that the Legion won't harm her, it's only questioning, and it's a chance for her to have a better future afterwards. The Legion then asks why she is on Earth, and she replies that she was tasked to provide the location of the Earth for her leader Ozona for him to rule another planet. But then decides not to after being fed up with a life where she is causing more havoc. She has always been reluctant. After getting this answer, seeing that Ozona is after Earth for no good reason, this makes the Legion considers the idea of going after Ozona themselves, using Hailwolf as a guide, which Hailwolf is happy to do. During this confrontation, Nicole does become too harsh towards Hailwolf while Pod tries to go for a nicer approach, making Pod, Zami and Arvin unsure of Nicole again. They ask later why Nicole was like that with Hailwolf, but Nicole refuses to answer. It is another piece of her history that which she doesn't want to reveal. Since Hailwolf first met Pod, she has been scared of him the most. After all, Valor's is bad news, but seeing Pod being so nice surprises her, making Pod the most approachable at this point. Plus Pod is willing to put their fighting earlier aside to focus on the next mission while also keeping an open mind to make sure Hailwolf doesn't backstab them. Regardless, Mike is updated about this new mission, telling him via the Collaptors, and the Legion is all geared up again. They are ready to leave for the first alien world for them to visit, except Pod, who has visited many planets, but all for bad reasons aside from Earth.